Hello! That's an interesting sound to come on to.
Sorry.
That's alright. Welcome to Drakenmemoria. For those of you wondering what this is, well, it's Dungeons and Dragons, or more specifically, a group of people playing Dungeons and Dragons. So if this is not something you want to watch, well, too bad. But all hope is not lost. Depending on where you're watching this from, you probably have suggestions either on the right or the left of your screen, so go there. For everyone else, if you actually want to be here because you think Dungeons and Dragons is fun, because you think we're fun, because we're just hysterical, for some reason you like laughing at us, whatever the reason, if you actually want to be here watching Dungeons and Dragons with us, well, it's a pleasure to have you with us. If you're new, welcome. If you're coming back from a previous session, welcome back. And that's about as far as all the publicity goes. If you're enjoying, if you think you could enjoy the rain you're currently hearing, no, it's not static, it's rain. Ambient Mixer. You have information below to find us and make your own ambiance if you like. Maybe you'd like better thunderstorm or ducks.
No more ducks.
Quack. 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 Quack.
Well,
I came back from my ramen eating ASMR actually.
Yes, apparently some people really like this.
I was confused because I couldn't hear the rain, but it's on the stream.
Yeah.
So it's like, what are you talking about? Oh well, I guess it's working there. So.
Well, you know, if you're not hearing the rain, maybe it's just that you're not paying enough attention, because this is how it sounds when there's no rain.
Yeah, no.
I think there is like a slight...
I know.
I know.
When I started listening on Twitch, it changed.
Oh.
There was a very distinct between rain and not rain.
Oh.
And then when you said, see, this is what it's like without rain, literally nothing happened.
There's like a slight hissing sound.
Yeah.
In
At
the
first I thought
background
it
of
was
your
just
voice.
too quiet. So that's why I checked on the stream. And then on the stream, I could very distinctly hear the rain. But then...
Yeah. But if you're hearing a hissing sound, that might be something else.
All the snakes in my room.
Yeah, sorry, I'm a little bit gassy today.
Oh. Well, you know, that's not too bad. You're sitting at home. We won't have to smell the problem. Just hear it.
Sam does.
It isn't that good yet.
But it will be at one point one day.
Update's coming soon, though.
Alright, so, like I was saying, if you actually want to watch us play Dungeons and Dragons and do fart jokes, apparently, today.
Yes, Samar.
Yes.
Yes.
God damn it.
Intriguing. I'm sure there's an audience for that. So, if you want to watch us do this while playing Dungeons and Dragons, please stay with us. Please stay with us. And I think that's about everything we needed to say. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about sending the message to our kind friend at Ikigay. Good lord, I keep...
Same difference. It could be a little fruity.
Well, I'm not that convinced, but if you say so. And we are live. Alright. So now they can come and watch us also.
Woo.
Exactly. Alright. So As I was about to say, let's get started in this strange start of a stream. So, last episode. Well, not a lot of things that happened last episode. The party reunited after having split the party in order to finish their shopping faster. Upon reuniting, however, they had to face one of the party's new temporary curse. Their skin being transformed into toffee. Their skin, however, did not just simply adopt the smell, texture, and taste of a toffee. It provoked in anyone who smelled the odor an uncontrollable urge to lick the toffee. So, after having had to deal with this, with a variety of response, and a few business opportunities seized by audience, the party finally found itself ready to leave for adventure again. So, I hope you're all ready for the party to take on their last quest in their quest log and deal with entering the largest city of their island with a toffee curse.
Oh no.
So, as we
The
left,
walking salt lake except for everybody.
it's going to be special, awkward, in many ways.
Audience is gonna get rich.
Well, he has to be back here in 3 days if you want to get rich. Otherwise, the auction will occur without him.
By the time he gets back, the gnomes will already set up the website. Only gnomes.
Onlygnomes.com.
Featuring today the toffee curse. How to have an excuse to lick anyone you want. Oh, goodness. So, I believe we left last episode with everyone reuniting themselves for good this time after everyone doing their own business, I believe. We had shopping with Fisher for weapon. We had Tobiyachi also. New orders place for weapons, which should be ready by the end of the week. So I keep saying the end of the week, but I'm not even sure when we are during the week. I'd have to look at the calendar that I made.
It's Wednesday. It's always Wednesday.
Really? It's the
Today it's Wednesday. Tomorrow will be Wednesday, and then the day after that will be Wednesday.
Wasn't there a movie with this? I think it was called Groundhog Day. Oh yeah, and we're the 4th of May, and so for my past friends who were extreme lovers of Star Wars.
My professor was dressed up today. It was pretty cool.
Oh, come on. If it's not the 3 original ones. Anyway.
It was Knights of the Old Republic.
Mm-hmm.
Good game.
I can't show it.
Your cloak is making it pink.
They're gummy butterflies.
Oh, okay. Well,
Good.
like I was trying to say, for those of you who are avid Star Wars fan, and we're not ashamed to say it. I know that in the past decades they've lost a lot of fan, but for all of you who are still there, may the fort be with you. So, with this out of the way, let's go back to medieval time. With Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings forever. Get at it, no front.
The original one.
Yeah. Wait, what?
To be
so
fair,
you don't
the
like
garden has a very sci-fi feel.
It's gnomes.
The rest of the world might be Lord of the Rings, but the garden specifically,
Yeah. They
Oh, and the
I guess
time.
more of a
aesthetic.
Star Trek feel.
Hmm.
'Cause it's the science shit.
I'd rather say Spaceball Field, but all right. So, I believe you all gathered yourself to leave the garden. I believe you were on your way to get the cart at the bottom of the living quarters and head out.
Yep.
Was there anything anyone wanted to do right before leaving? Because if not, I believe that's where you're going at right now, and so you should be out in a few minutes.
Anything I need to do? Hmm.
I'm ready to
Kobayashi already
skedaddle.
punched a rock.
He got his revenge, but you
I got
didn't.
my revenge.
You didn't wait for anyone else to see it, though.
That's fine.
Well,
It's okay. He knows. That's what's important.
I know.
Has a rock truly been punched if nobody's there to see it?
Yeah, now that rock knows where he stands now, in pieces.
That's why we say rest in pieces. So, Jorg, I believe you were
Yes.
about to say something. Do you have anything to finish?
not really. Jorg was just ready to get out of here. He's got everything done he needs to get done.
All right. Well, now accompanied with Fisher, you now both have some sort of curse. You breathe out
Yeah.
pollen, and Fisher smelled like toffee. I only need to curse the three others now. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Who knew drinking random potions from a dude that doesn't know what they do does weird things to you?
Well, to be fair, you were handed a toffee. So Jorg drank something. You were literally handed a toffee, and you ate it.
Well, you see, the difference is that Fisher already
It's
maybe
the same concept.
learned that lesson.
Well, yeah,
He's just
what
learning
is-
a new lesson.
what is it?
Don't eat anything either.
You're a robot. What are you gonna eat? Why would you eat anything anyway?
Well, no, see, that's the thing. Because, like, you know, somebody that normally eats stuff really only cares about it actually being, like, edible and them, like, needing to be able to eat it. And maybe if it's poisoned or something. He's a construct, and eating doesn't really matter. So,
It's the ultimate. You're
if
the
somebody
ultimate
just
connoisseur
offers him
because you
to
only
just
eat
eat-
things. You're the ultimate connoisseur because you only eat things that are worth it.
But to know that,
It's
you have
the
to
lack
eat
of
everything.
consequences for eating things.
I could come up with something. All right, so
I mean, again.
I
to
mean,
be fair, you
obviously
just
there
get
are
new
consequences for the stuff he's been eating with us, just because the stuff he's been eating is.
well, eventually you have to empty the container in which it's falling. So,
Or else you'll have a new baby.
this one's not gonna be as pleasant as the first one.
It just compacts it into super dense little like marbles. Every once in a while, he just yucks one up.
He does the thing that Wally does and makes a cube. And it's
Yeah.
pushes it out.
Yeah. Odd memories. So, you all find yourself in the, for lack of better words, hangar, where several carts are placed. You find yours with your poor horse, who is still waiting for a name. Because the last time Valtteri was here, she promised him a name, and then she left the episode after. So... it's there, it's prepared. Feel like it's even been cleaned. You have a small package sitting
Wait,
at
that
the
horse
center.
has been here since the beginning?
What?
That horse has been here since the beginning?
Almost, yeah.
Damn.
Or just keep leaving it everywhere.
And asking
It
people
just
to
keeps
go
coming
get
back. Boomerang.
it. There's a small
the horse's
package
name.
left, right at the center of the cart. Looks like something a bit soft, but it's wrapped with a pretty bow. So do you just leave it there?
I didn't
Who's
see
got a
that.
present?
Not
I
me.
barely use this card, so I'm just gonna ignore it because I think it's one of you guys'.
I'm gonna open
That'll
it.
be a bomb.
You know what? The Kenku is always curious about secrets, so this is just slowly like moves his talon fingers over to the bow and starts pulling at it.
The bow comes undone, and like I said, it looks soft. Probably some sort of clothing. You have to completely open it to clearly see what it is. But it looks probably like a large piece of clothing.
He takes the ribbon, saves it for later, and pulls out a dagger and rips up the packaging.
As expected, it's some sort of piece of cloth. Probably a cloak, judging from how it's lacking sleeves or things like that.
What's it look like?
Toby, did you order another cloak?
I-
Just got one.
I don't think. Wait, what color is it?
A nice shade of dark brown.
Oh shit. I might have ordered another cloak.
Rami, did you order a cloak?
Maybe
Doesn't really seem like your color.
He just looks over, shakes his head.
Audience, is this your cloak? This might be my cloak, actually. I think I ordered a cloak.
Is there a card?
No.
Yeah, is there any card?
I mean, mine's kind of tattered. I'd take a new cloak.
I hold it up. Does it look?
So I just
How big is?
on
Who does it look like it fits?
on what side do you hold it? The front in front of you or the back in front of you?
The back in front of me.
The back in
Like
front
if I
of
were
you.
gonna put it on somebody.
All right. Well, in that case, as you take it and unfold it, you sort of have this moment of, oh yeah. It's written in plain common. Watch out, you may want to bite me.
Right, never mind. This is.
Someone else.
Well, interesting.
Tobiashi and Remy, you hear hidden very deep inside this large hangar, you just hear.
Oh,
Audience,
DM,
was this
before I
one
forget,
of your ideas? Was this them just going off?
That's all of them. I can't take credit for this one.
Interesting.
I wish I thought of it.
DM, before the
Yes.
before I try this, because I know we kind of like skipped around a little bit
Okay.
last night as far as like things we were doing, but did Fisher and Raimi recollect their items?
Which one?
The ones being charged.
Oh, yeah.
good.
No, I believe you had. That I didn't say anything.
Again, we skipped around and summarized a lot last session, so it's like
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if we actually did it.
I was going under the assumption that you did, but I'm not
sounds-
sure right now.
I think at this point we can say we did do that.
You went back and
Even if
forth.
we didn't, we did it.
You went back and forth through that knowledge quarter quite a few times, so you probably had.
You were saying?
Right. In which case, Raimi is going to pull out his recharged orb of audible and read the back of that.
Oh, you hear out loud in Kalina's voice. Watch out, you may want to bite me. And so now you can repeat this in Kalina's voice whenever you want.
Well,
Obvious, I
Maybe.
wish.
is apart from the message on it, is it like is it like a good cloak?
Yeah, it's a pretty decent cloak. And the message has been embroidered inside of it. It's a pretty good one, and it's exactly your size.
It means they
I'll fold
tailored
it up
you while you're
and put it just somewhere on the cart. We might use it later. We'll see. Feel it out.
All right.
When are we gonna get a uniform made for our Time Nights logo?
Maybe just
I
minor
mean, you're
illusions.
the clothes
We get more
dude.
popular. Yeah.
You're the one that's good with the needle.
All right. I'll come up with
Maybe
something.
minor
I'll write
illusions, the
something
symbol
down.
of the dragon.
Nope.
No. No.
Just like, I don't think we'd want to use my personal mark. I don't think we're gonna use a religious one.
I get my notepad. I'm like, no religious symbols. We got to come up with our own logo.
Yeah, because like, how would people know it's us if we just, if it was just a symbol of the dragon? Because then it's like, there's no specific thing for our group.
I don't know if my computer's tripping or not, but on the stream, it got like small.
Everything looks fine for me.
What's going on here? No idea.
Looks good on my end.
All right, then it's my computer. I just got a new browser, so it's being weird.
Okay.
Oh, there it is. It went back. What the hell was that?
Interesting.
That's what everyone says whenever they enter the gnomish quarters. All right.
All right.
So, as you're all thinking about what kind of logo you'd like for your team
We
name.
can do this on the road.
Exactly,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what
yeah.
I'm going to say.
Let's get outta
the
here.
cart is being pulled. out of the hangar into the portal, and you find yourself you have a choice. You can go to Otanel, but it's going to take you about 3 days to get there, or to Nathaher, who is the largest city of this continent and where the royal family is, and is about 2 hours and a half away from the city where the village where you're trying to go.
I think we'll take the shorter route.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
Also, I need to go verify my nobility with the royals, right? Okay.
So, a small detour.
Sorry,
toward
this is
the,
expired. You have to re-up it every once in a while.
You have an
Or,
expired
okay,
warranty.
you've got 1,000 years of tax.
Shit. True, I don't want to go for that.
Well, if there are taxes, you're from a noble family from an island chain. No one remembers where it is.
Yeah.
There's always that.
Some people also
Well,
owe
here's
you
the thing.
taxes, but you don't know who those people are or where they are.
No, I'm joking. But we should take the shorter route.
All right.
Yeah.
It's time taxes.
No, here's the thing, DM. It's just like you can't avoid taxes. They'll always find you. The IRS hunts you like dogs.
Oh, don't worry. I'll remember. Dragons do like hoarding treasure. When you tell your god that you are a knight now, a noble,
Cool. New revenue stream.
Like I haven't received an income tax from you in a while.
Yeah.
And also your property taxes.
You say you've been knighted for 1,000 years and more? Interesting. So, you all appear, and the moment you materialize outside of the gate, you can immediately smell the salty air near the ocean. And as you look back, you realize you are quite literally 10, maybe 15 minutes away from a beach that leads directly to the ocean, or at least the calmer part of the ocean surrounding the Mistal Island chain. When you look to your left, you can see the huge city that is Nathae. Although in size, you'd say that it compares to Otanel, you're forced to admit that it is larger, as the last ring of Otanel is not closed. But this one is. And so it is technically one ring larger than Otanel. It does not have a skyport. But when you look outside, you do see this one has a regular port. And as audience knows, some ship can actually dock at a normal port. But the city is quite large, and right now it is about noon, so there's a good level of activity in there. Although you can't quite make it out, because you are about the same distance as you'd have been from Otanel, maybe half an hour away. You can see from the road a wide variety of small, larger wagon carts, even a caravan of Sharoon making their way inside of the city or leaving the city. So you can, if you want, make a quick stop at the city, or go directly to wherever you want to go. Probably only taking 10 minutes to rejoin with the road at a hastened pace, or if you want to take your time and not look like you're trying to run away from something, take a good half hour to make your way to the road and on eastward.
Just to make sure that we don't have a following, rather literally, I think we should probably skip the city for now and just head on.
I agree.
Yeah.
Also, what do you guys think of Boomerang
Boomerang?
for the horse?
Because he always
I don't
comes
know.
back.
Dord could ask the horse.
Yeah.
The horse thinks of Boomerang.
What do you think of Boomerang for your name? Yeah, I don't get it either.
So how precise does your natural druidic gift allows you to be with this?
Can't hear. I don't know what they're saying, but I get like their vibe.
Well, you can understand. It's not. They don't literally talk, but you can understand their normal way of talking.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't get like messages from them. Just kind of.
The general feeling is it's a word.
Accurate.
Not sure if it means something, but yeah, okay. Is it a good
What
word?
always comes back?
It means. I think it means you always come back. So it's, I guess, a sign of appreciation.
But we don't grow the horse.
Horse is like, you feel more appreciated if y'all didn't leave me places.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
what comes back
ignore
in
the part of the description where the requirement for the return is that originally it has been
We
tossed
cast
away.
them
or
away.
thrown.
We throw it away.
I mean, you get the feeling that the horse feels it's probably a better name for a dog, but if you think it's good, he'll take it.
I'll convey that to Fisher. Where did you get the name Boomerang?
Where'd I get it?
Yeah,
From
like
the-
what
from
made
the
you
weapon.
think of Boomerang? Oh, okay.
Why don't we just
That
name him
is-
like Old Faithful or something?
It's like
Yeah,
We keep- going out with it, and then it keeps coming back to us. I mean, it's not right on the nose.
Well, I
but-
mean, if you wanted to do,
It
do
has a
something like that, we
gender.
could name it like Girlfriend or something.
I think.
You know?
Girlfriend.
Yeah.
Do those always come back?
That
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 depends.
hasn't been my
Follow you around?
experience.
You don't. Yeah, not the person to ask about that.
I feel in the same situation as
Audience, what? Oh, never mind. You don't really have much experience there either, do you?
You're gonna have to do him like that. Oh my god.
Dang.
I'm just in the back room. Ooh.
Listen, not
So
the
anyways,
one-
how do you guys want the
one
logo made for the time nights?
Should be an hourglass. No, that's
I kind of did a
cliche.
sketch of the portal that we went through, just right now for the getting over here, getting teleported.
What?
That's space travel, not time travel.
No, you weren't there for it. But, Rami, could you throw up image of that big barrier that we went through when we emergency teleported. And it all went wrong. Was there like a big like thing that we like shattered or something?
No, you were about
Did we,
to
like-
be pulled apart by something so huge that it exerted gravity on your souls.
I'm thinking of something else though.
Oh, how about a shard? Like I could be like a shard, and then like some of our gear in front of it. I don't know. I'll come up with
That's
something.
more of like a space knight than like
Mm,
Is it
traveling
space?
shards. I mean, shards are kind of space. I guess time. I don't know.
A shard is another space generally.
Okay.
But it's not.
I'll keep
really
thinking then.
time.
Yeah, we'll workshop it.
Yeah.
George,
We'll
you
talk
get the
about this
feeling
later.
the horse wants to know what everyone's saying?
And now we're talking about our logo. Sorry. What were
Let's
you
name him Pride.
before we purchased you, other than a horse?
It's a bunny.
You get the
What
feeling
did
that the
you
question
do?
is very confusing to the horse.
We can name you Pac-Man because you carry our packs.
Your dungeon master is asking you. No, I don't want to be sued.
that's 2 words. And spelled P-A-C-K.
William.
Willie. I like that name.
No, just the full William.
Oh.
Old Willie.
Or just William, not full Willie. Please no.
Is it 'cause
As
he
much as
has
I would
a full
enjoy
See-
being able
'cause-
to hear somebody say the phrase, "I'm going to go take a ride on Willie," but
Because William is the full name that's usually shortened to
Oh,
Billy
like,
or
full as in, like,
possibly
baby
Bill.
horse.
but it's a full horse, not a pony.
William.
Ah,
William the horse.
Or is the horse a foal?
It's Lord of the Rings reference.
yeah,
Oh.
it's Sam's horse.
It was a hell of a stretch, which is why I explained it. We're on the move, right?
Yes,
We're doing
I'm
this
taking
out
under
there.
consideration. I kept
Oh,
thinking I should have gotten a ambiance for when you're inside of a cart, just having play it while you're all talking.
although for what it's
Pretty
worth,
good.
for this conversation to happen as it is, it's like I imagine it's Fisher and Jorg, like at the reins, and everyone else is in the cart playing banter.
How much room is at the front? Can I go up there?
I mean, do you want to swap out?
Well, I was gonna see if you could finally teach me how to speak that language.
Oh, yeah.
While we're on the move.
Let me just double check that I've. Yeah, sorry, I didn't.
God damn it!
Tomorrow,
All right.
I'd switched it because it's not me teaching it to you. It would be Pterodad teaching it to you through me.
I see.
And
well-
I can only, it only gets to help me with one language.
Speaking of
and-
languages, should we summon our tree companion now that we're back on the road again, or should we forget until we're in the middle of a fight and want him?
He's kind of annoying, though. Like, he just complains about us not summoning him enough.
I mean,
No,
I'm
that's
asking
a
Remy.
really-
Remy's the one with the seed.
Is that interesting to anybody else? That specifically you don't like him, Jorg?
He's an animated tree.
Is it
Normal,
that just
natural.
you like more control over the things you summon? Or they don't normally stick around as long.
I kind of
No.
agree with
Feel
George.
like
No,
you
I
don't
love
wanna,
this
like-
horse. I'm not summoning him anyways.
Remy,
He's
why don't
just
you
like-
summon him? Well, I'll turn to Remy and be like, well, these people are arguing.
Okay, yeah, we can. We'll have to stop so we can wait a minute for him to.
Yeah, that's alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do
He's
that.
I agree with George. He's a little clingy at times.
You know what? I guess while we're summoning things, I guess I'll summon my cat.
Ah, yes. Because it's
Nice.
also inconspicuous. So you take a moment, take a break. Tobiashi can go pee. And Remy.
Remy, make sure to go to the other side of the road.
And summon a small tree, and you take out the handkerchief of murderous intention. As always, it is looking at you with murderous intentions. You take the seedling inside of it, plant it, and after a minute, you see Onak completely rebuilt. Oh. 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 Feel stronger.
Whoa.
Have you all been doing
Oh
something?
yeah, that's right. We leveled up. That's how long it is since we actually last summoned him.
Was it? It was. No, because he was in the real world while we were.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he would have
Oh.
leveled up
Indeed.
after being resummoned.
Yeah.
But he doesn't level up in his own world.
His
Well, he
level is dependent on the level of the person summoning him.
Oh.
And at the time, Raimi was level 6.
No, guys, we just got to go back to the garden, and then desummon him, and then just give it to like Aviali or somebody, and have them summon him,
Yeah.
and then take him back.
Well, since he's been asked to protect you, you can't be sure it's gonna work.
It's just a decline call, unknown caller.
I think my cat technically takes 9 minutes longer, because I think my cat takes 10 minutes to summon.
Yeah. Although, incidentally,
You can catch
because
up.
Raimi feels like this is important information, in Jorg's voice, Raimi leans over closer to Olmec's face and whispers, "You know, am I the only one who doesn't like him?"
I didn't see that.
Rama.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know him all that much. He never talks to me. I know that the monk sacrificed me once. I know that the paladin left me for dead once.
Wait, when did I sacrifice him?
When did I leave you for dead?
Dead
Monastery.
is relative when you go back to another world with a bunch of hot babes that take care of you.
I
Yeah,
would
Jorg
say
lost all sympathy when he learned about the dragons.
I wouldn't say I left you for dead, Oranak. I more realized that you, by sacrificing yourself, would gain the glory that you needed, and also that you could come back where the rest of us die more permanently. So
Yeah.
actually, I just gave you the chance to experience the glory of being a hero.
Make a deception roll.
And you always go back to Valhalla when you die.
Yeah.
Roll.
Good
I
to
got
know.
a 4.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Is it me or is that explanation longer than usual?
Anyway,
'cause
I'm
if
summoning my
Audience
cat.
died-
Stop distracting.
No.
It's going to the world.
Our lives are a lot more fragile than yours is.
They're trying to say you're expendable.
Yeah,
stop being
I sort of
mean.
got that.
If you hate on him too much, he's not going to heal you.
Uh-oh.
I appreciate that.
He's gonna go
We
down
do
and duck
appreciate
on
I
you.
just forget about a lot of things. And
Here's-
you happen to be one of those things I forgot about. So
Hey, who's
it's
the-
not a personal thing.
There's a strange
Who has the
smell in the
rag?
air. Something sweet.
Yeah, weird, right? Don't think about it.
Okay. It's giving me weird
Oh,
urges. It doesn't sound for like
Don't
anything.
have those urges. You're a tree. You can't even.
That's what I mean. They're weird. Anyways.
So, where's the rag of murderous intent?
Well, usually Remy
Oh,
gives
yeah.
it back, but unless he wanted to keep it.
No, because like Rainy, even when not seeing it, feels the murderous intent and just feels less inclined to hold on to it longer than he has
Well,
to.
then Holunak has it in his branches.
Damn it, we should have left it there.
It's his. He bought it.
You know, Ornak might be able to teach you.
Teach him what?
How to talk to his angry ball thing.
Oh yeah, you know how to talk to this thing?
I've never talked to metal before.
No, what's inside the metal? There's a little creature.
Oh.
Some kind of elemental spirit thing.
Yeah, it's like a cloud.
It's
kind
it's
of.
really angry all the time.
It kind of wants to kill audience.
Okay.
It also has murderous intent.
Yeah. It just kind of has the ability to act on it.
And Jorg's dog.
You have interesting friends, and then you complain about me.
It's fine. I can't hear him all the time. So,
Yeah, see, like, do you really want to be able to talk to it? Because once you're able to talk to it, it's able to talk to you.
yeah, I'd like to workshop some things with it.
Huh.
Well, that's very noble. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's a natural creature. I mean, I can't talk to trees. I can talk to animals.
Oh, it's like a air elemental, right?
Somewhere
Like a-
between air and water. It's cloud elemental.
Yeah, that probably won't. Different dialects. Never mind.
Okay.
Back on the road.
Apparently. Where are we going?
Mhm.
What are we doing?
We're trying to think of a name for the horse.
Yeah, we're on the way to find a bird.
Oh, birds.
Yeah, it's funky. The bird is in not its natural hunting territory. So
Do you even know
something's
it's a
either
bird?
forcing it out, or oh yeah, there's gotta
I
be.
think it's just there's stuff disappearing and there was like a feather left behind or something.
Oh,
We probably should have looked at it again before we left, but
We
we'll
don't
just
know
get to
what
the
quest
town
we're
and
on.
ask them
We're
what's
just-
happening. It
Actually,
usually
funny
seems to work
enough,
out.
funny enough, since Raimi was the one to to originally see the quest, so just minor allusion to the posting from the quest board.
It's written
Man,
so
that
small.
So convenient. Yeah, actually though, could you like zoom in?
Enhance.
Okay,
Chance.
Raimi will use a level 1 spell slot in order to cast Silent Image or a bigger image.
Well, in that case, nobody has any problem seeing it. Yeah,
Because
actually,
everybody's complaining about things that they otherwise wouldn't have anyway.
you just hear Overnack saying, "Sheesh," and they say I'm complaining. You can easily see it now. The problem is that in this small village called Solangi, it's at the base of the mountain. It's the second entrance to the mountain, the other place where the second group entered the mountain to try and get everyone from the hunter cult in the pincer movement. Strategy. Their livestock has been disappearing. Something definitely snatching them up. There's no evidence on anything on the ground, and they did find feathers. So they think it's something that's flying, that's snatching them up. The mountain is home to a variety of flying creature. You had confirmation of a rock because you ate part of it during the festivities after freeing the monastery. You've heard that there are peritons in the mountains. And usually in mountains like this, you'd also find hippogriff, griffins, things like that have feathers that are large enough to snatch up a cow or a goat. Thing is, most of those creatures usually have a hunting ground. Since this is new, it means something new happened. But that's as far as the information goes. And that you can deduce using Jord, because as a druid, this is practically everything you've been doing ever since you were accepted in a druidic community. Finding places where nature seems to have gone weird and making sure that usually humans, but civilization can coexist with nature. And usually what happens when that doesn't work, predator get dislodged from where they're supposed to be, they start attacking, hunting new grounds, and people die, and then they react poorly, and they try and kill them, and so on and so on. So this is Monday morning for you. Well, maybe evening.
Yeah, so something weird's going on.
We ever told you how convenient it is, Rami? For you to be able to just pull up stuff.
That's a pretty good skill.
Raimi just looks at the camera.
Just want to let you know that you're appreciated.
Does that office look over? Is it...
There seem to be... I feel like this would be the perfect moment for Terranad inside of you, Fisher, to say, "Oh wow, I can just feel the love. I'm so grateful I don't have a stomach."
Toby throws up in his mouth a little bit.
And so, you spend the rest of the day arguing with this and throwing shade at your allies that you keep summoning.
It's called team bonding.
And trying to figure out what's gonna be the final name of the horse. As Jorg doesn't seem to like any other name that's been given so far.
Willie's a good one.
Okay. So is that the final answer for your horse?
William.
I'm calling him Willie. Hey, Willie. Do you like Willie or William better?
I mean, that second one sounded awful. Like,
Hey, it sounded kind of more horse-like. He was kind of
William.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just like, because like animals, even if they don't understand what you're saying, they at least to a certain degree understand the intent behind what you say. So it's just like when you say one option one way, it's like William. It's like, that doesn't sound fun at all.
Yeah,
When you say it like that.
I wasn't trying to sway him. What are you talking about?
I don't know. Do I have my cat yet? Are we
Yes.
on the road again?
Yeah.
You all went back on the road, and now you are on your cat.
On the road again.
I will tell my cat about his ancestor and how I rode him into battle.
Hot.
Yeah.
And so,
Tell him about Tarragon. I'll be like, yeah, I met Tarragon. I rode him. It was pretty cool. He's a cool dude.
it's been a long while since I heard anyone refer to him.
Yep.
Wow.
Apparently he's like your great ancestor or something.
Yeah, I've heard about him. You know, it's like I said, it's been quite a while.
I'm sure all the stories involve him and a cool dragonborn that he got summoned by to fight in the city. Oh.
Sure. I'm guessing he did went into cities from time to time.
And how we like rode while being chased by an entire eldritch army. And there was like beams of energy coming after us. Everyone else was on horses.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I don't remember a lot of running and the tales, but I'm pretty sure it was a dragonborn. Did you take part in any large scale battle? Armies against armies?
I mean, I would say kind of. There wasn't like that much battling we did. We more just kind of broke through the lines while the rest of our soldiers fought. But, kind of?
Must have been his early years.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so are they talking to each other in their heads, or is
Yes.
the audience doing the Fisher
No,
thing?
this is all mental.
Well, you might, since audience is not that good of a liar, you might see him from time to time going, but that's as far as he needs to do.
By the way, audience in his head thinks that we bonded. But I'll be like, I'm happy to have you back, Magna. We get to now go fight possibly a large flying creature, and that's always fun.
I feel out of the loop. How long has it been since last time? I feel like it's only been maybe a day or two.
Yeah, I mean, I went back in time for a while,
Oh,
so
okay. Well, that explains
Yeah.
how you know him and why
we're the time knights now.
Interesting new name.
Yeah.
I can see where the inspiration comes from.
Yeah.
Intriguing. You ask for more information, more details about everything that happened, and
I'll tell them about it as we travel.
yeah.
So guys, I need to ask some for the logo. I need to ask some questions. What happened the first time you guys went back in time?
Have we ever gone back in time before? I don't think so.
That was the only time we went back in time. Last time we went forward through time.
Okay, what happened then?
We almost got dragged into like a creature so large that it caused its own gravitational field.
What was the first thing you seen when you went forward in time?
The mystery of the cosmos. I actually don't know how it's
There
to
was
explain it.
we saw a lot.
It's
It's kind of hard to pinpoint. Like that's what I was asking Remy about earlier, but that just shows you how much we saw, because the fact that the thing I thought we saw wasn't even a thing. There was a lot, and when we landed, we were kind of wrecked. So
Maybe minor illusions, a curious rectangular blue obstacle floating about in the middle of this space that says police box.
All right, I'll write that down.
Oh.
I don't remember that one. I must have been looking the other way.
But I have to admit, it's the first time someone makes a reference like this in one of my games. It's the first time.
It just feels like something we would have seen.
And while you're describing this, in the background, you can hear Jorg talking to the horse saying, Willie or William?
Or what if we name him Nick? Like, because he's the Nick of the Time Knights.
What?
The Nick of Time. Nick of the Time Knights.
You're stretching over here, George.
The horse is finding this very confusing. You change ideas pretty fast.
It's the Nick of Time.
Yeah, but how?
Oh, he'll be there in the nick of time. 3 to
On
5
the Nick of
business days.
Time. Nights.
And then
Yeah, I don't know about
suddenly you realize that a few hours have gone by.
Hey, were you there? What do you know?
Long rest.
Man, time really flew.
Short rest.
Oh
2
my
hours and a half.
God.
Short rest. You didn't even notice that you went through a crossroad? You see the village in front of you. Wow! Small thing. Right under the shadows of the mountain. Pretty clear day. Of course, it's still windy, as always. The wind, the ice was really high. Everything else was low. It's a bit of a chilly day for the season, but not uncomfortable. And you see this little lost village there. Maybe 10 house maximum. Small town center. You have 3 or 4 houses there, and then what you think might be maybe a blacksmith or something like that. Small temple. And you think they sort of organized a local market there. but it's probably something like 3 o'clock when you arrive.
Let's go to the tavern and see.
So
if we
yeah,
can
George,
figure
you're
out
stretching
where to
over
go.
here, and just make it William.
William.
As
Right,
you're
William.
pulling in next to the tavern. Ah.
You
Audience
could
is
just
heading
call
in.
him Will
They
E.
can
Am.
keep talking about the horse's name all they want. That's not interesting to him.
Well, that's all right. You've been giving me the tale of everything that happened during the adventure in time to Magna, so you get the feeling that Tarragon has had a full life.
Tarragon?
That was the
Oh,
name
yeah.
of the cat.
I was thinking of
from
Terraned
past.
and Aragon combined.
No.
Coincidentally,
I'm
we
sure.
are accumulating a lot of NPCs with the first sounds being Terry.
Well, I only came up with the first one, Terranad. Fisher came up with the second one.
Did I really come up with it, or did I just reuse it?
Both, I think.
Half credit.
All right. Well, yeah, that's true. You do have 0.5 credits from time to time in report cards. At least I had a 0.5 in mine. The last one I had. All right. So
Barely passed monk school.
okay.
Had that 1.0.
You had a 1.0?
In monk school, yeah.
Oh, damn.
Okay, then I gotta ask. Then is the 1.0 on a 4-point scale, a 5-point scale, or a 12-point scale?
100.
I mean, he is a fighter now, so take that as you will.
I'll have to get back to you on that.
I got a 4.0 in animal husbandry, so if William wants to
It's so funny. Time seems to be moving so fast. Everyone is entering inside of the inn.
talking about our animal husbandry.
So,
Alright. Where's this bartender?
oh good
But
lord.
I'm probably gonna end
Like,
up having cooking a large bird for me.
And Tobiyashi talking about preschool. Sorry, I should enunciate priest school.
Oh, okay. So, as you all enter and get ready to gather information, spend one night here, Jorg is apparently busy putting the horse in the barn outside, and he kept on talking to the horse. Audience, Tobiyashi, Remy, and Fisher entering the inn. Audience looking around because, as always, audience always needs to know what's inside of an inn. And
I'm drawing in my
immediately
notebook.
noticing that there are maybe 5 or 6 people right now. It's still the beginning of the evening. People are just starting. Usually at this time, it's the first ones who have finished their day of working that are going to be here. But already, with 6 people inside of this small inn, you notice that 3 of them have begun to walk toward Fisher in a zombie-like fashion.
Audience is already pulling out the orb.
You know what? I'm just gonna wait outside,
And they
and
fall.
I'll leave and close the door.
You see them all bump on the door and sort of come out of this trance-like state. What happened? There was this smell. It was so enticing.
It's our friend. People want to lick him.
That'll be 5 gold. I look up from my notepad.
Even
Toby,
you,
please.
audience, who has a passive perception that is extremely low, notice the confusion in the eyes of the 3-person there at you saying, it's our friend, people want to lick him, and as a reflex, Tobiashi answering, it's gonna be 5 gold.
Well, first off, I'm going to turn to Toby and I'll be like, Toby, I'm the person in this partnership. I make the prices.
Hey, no, I was letting you know. I was letting them know that it's going to be a price. I just
Look
picked
at them.
5 gold.
They're villagers. Like, they don't have 5 gold to pay. You got to set a reasonable price so they're more willing to pay it.
All right, that's just what I heard you tell the gnomes. I'm sorry. I'll make it lower, I guess. I didn't know we had to judge people on how
You always
How
have to
poor
judge
they are.
people when making a sale, Toby. Come on.
Sorry, I'm new at this. I'll just go back to drawing. Sorry, Jesus.
Ignore my friend. He didn't mean anything. Since you didn't actually lick my friend, there won't be any charge for right now. If you do end up licking him though, that'll be a silver piece.
You notice that they were visibly relieved when you said that they wouldn't have to pay anything, but then when you say a silver, you sort of see some of them go a little bit white. Look outside the door and they just try and move away, and the 3 of them who bumped their head and at the door closed door, they're trying to make their way at the other end of the inn, the door that goes into the barn.
All right.
They
I'll leave
don't
them
seem
to
to
their-
be going after Fisher. They seem to be wanting to go as far away.
Yeah.
That'll
I'll
keep
leave
going.
them to it and go find the bartender because I want to ask about this bird or whatever it is, the information.
That's what I forgot to get looked at before we left. How much the ye old silver and copper pieces are going to be now.
That's it.
Oh, the ones from Bahanor,
Oh.
Yeah.
like collector's style.
Probably something
we
you could find someone interesting in a large city, 2 hours and a half over there. Make sure to go back there within the next 48 hours. I want to see Fisher running away from a mob wanting to lick him.
Yeah.
The innkeeper, of course, when you arrive, looks at you suspiciously and... Are you going to be any problem for me?
No, in fact, I actually think we'll be helpful. We're here to deal with the problem of the creature that's been taking your livestock.
Right, you're those adventurers that someone said that were gonna come here, okay?
Yeah.
I'll look up from
I
my
didn't
notepad
know
real
you
quick.
were going
Night.
to scare off my customers, but I imagine it's a reasonable deal.
Don't worry, if any of them lick our friend, I'll give you a cut of the price.
Also, we're not just any old adventurers. We're the Time Knights. And then I'll go back to my notebook and start drawing again.
Right, Time Knights. They didn't mention that. Okay. As far as getting a cut of the right to lick your friend,
Well, we don't want people licking our friend. It's just if they do, they have to pay. It's like a reparation kind of thing.
Right. So you mean he wasn't designed like this?
No. I mean, well, actually, he was created by the god of temptation to test mortal souls and their willingness to resist temptation. It's very interesting story.
Make a deception roll.
I look up, I'm like, what do you mean made? He's a regular person just like me and you. He's got feelings. What do you think this is?
That's gonna be a 14.
Well, that's better than 4.
In fact, 10 more than 4.
Well, he looks at you suspiciously as if something feels fishy in what you're saying, but you know, he lives 2 hours away from the largest city of the island chain. You get the feeling he's heard weirder in his life, so he sort of gives you benefit of the doubt. Okay.
Yeah. It's why people have to pay when they lick him, because they failed the test of the god to tempt their mortal souls. And their souls are at risk, and the only way to save their souls is to pay whatever they can or are willing to at that moment. I'm the judge of that.
So you're
Yeah.
a priest of that god.
No, I'm more just someone who's been thrown into this position out of the laws of fate.
I
Right.
personally have a moral objection to this.
You say entering this entering the inn. Okay.
What moral objection do you have, George?
You know, not to be like a killjoy, but I don't think like the money is a huge part of the church thing that you're going into.
He says as there are specks of pollen going out of his mouth.
George, have you worshipped at the god of Temptation's church?
I have not.
Do you know anything about their religion?
No, because I've never heard about it before just now.
You should talk to Temptress more. She knows all about it.
So, Jorg, I think this is hearsay. Also, you've been to a church before, right? You know, they take offerings.
Yeah, it's a tithe.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think this is perfectly normal.
Nah. You know, I'm gonna stay out of this.
I open the door
So
again.
anyways-
I'm like, guys, what's taking so long? Ask him
Bishop,
about
stay
the bird
outside.
thing.
You're tempting mortal souls. Stop tempting
What?
mortal souls. I'll tell
What?
you
Isn't that
about
his
it
job?
later.
Not
Close the
tempting
door.
What? What are you
Bishop,
talking
stop
about?
tempting the souls.
Audience, what are you trying to pull? Just ask him
Okay.
about
The
the feather.
innkeeper looks at you and says, "Please, try and stay away from the customers. Your god is apparently very harsh and not forgiving of people. I mean, he's literally asking a day and a half worth of money for licking you."
Audience, stop it.
So, anyways, about
Stop
that
telling
bird,
people I'm religious. You know my feelings about gods.
And I am morally. I don't care about religion, but just don't take money from people for it.
I wasn't
Especially if
taking
they're not-
money. I was trying to save
They don't
their souls.
believe in your. You're not saving their souls.
The non-believers hurt me. All right, going back. Anyway, what was this about the bird?
so about this bird thing, yeah.
You get a feeling that, especially Tobiashi and Remy, while he's giving a generous amount of good faith to audience, his faith in your ability to solve the problem is diminishing as the minutes go by. Right. Flying creature snatching up livestock. What do you want to know exactly?
Locations it's been seen, any knowledge of sightings of it, what kind of creature it may be, basically where we can find it and, deal with it.
Right, so... well, we haven't had a whole lot of confirmation about what it is exactly. We know it's flying. We know it's a good size, maybe the size of a horse or that large cat that you arrived with that I can see outside the window. But with wings. The feathers we found were of a deep blue color, and some of them were of a bit brighter red.
Can I roll a nature check on that to see if I know anything about that?
Okay.
Ooh. I will also roll a nature check.
That's pretty good. That's a 17.
Okay.
I rolled a non-natural 21.
Okay. You both think about this and thinking about things you've heard so far. You're ruling out hippogriff. The color scheme doesn't match. Rocks would have aimed for something larger than sheep. Get the feeling that it would be a bit of a challenge to getting a sheep for the massive appearance of their claw. So maybe you'd go closer to griffins, peritons. Although you've never met a periton, you know that there are a lot of them. You had been warned when you entered the mountain range that they were nesting in the area, and they sometimes grab people off the road, especially when it was less patrolled.
I'll be like, maybe a griffin or a periton. Don't you think, George?
Yeah. Seems reasonable.
George,
try
you
to see-
rolled slightly higher, so your choice would lean a bit more toward the periton than a griffin.
I do personally think the periton is a little more likely. Yeah.
Well, either way, shouldn't be too much of a problem. Where do you think that where are your sheep kept so that we could set up a trap for it?
Well, depending on the day. Right now, we're trying to put them as far away as we can from the mountain. But,
so it's coming from the mountain.
Well, that's when it started. When they were near the mountain. Now it's been happening wherever.
Would you be willing to lend us, let's go with 5 sheep, so that we could set up kind of a bait for it?
This feels like deja vu.
We should
Listen, we are
I have a
not
question
kind
for
to
the
sheep.
DM.
we should pay for the sheep.
No.
I have a question
But
for the DM.
like we're risking
Yes.
their lives. Pay like a small fee, and then if they
Would I know
if
what
they
a periton
die, we
looks
pay
like?
for the sheep.
I'd say you can make a nature or arcana, because technically periton are monstrosity and not beasts.
George, I need to talk
A
to you
10.
about making deals for
I'm not
people
here to
we're
make
talking to.
deals. I'm here to make the world a better
George doesn't
place.
understand the concept of job
You've never seen.
expenses.
We are rolling in money compared to these guys. This sheep is all they have.
George, you also don't need to mention how much money or how little money we have.
I'm not mentioning very loudly. I'm whispering it to you.
Raimi's off to the side, just completely understanding that negotiations have officially fallen apart.
Anyways, we'll talk about this later.
I want to know why I'm negotiating with Jorg when he's a part of my party instead of the.
Because we're here to help, not.
Yeah, I'll pay for any sheep that get harmed. We don't need to pay up front though.
I don't know. All right.
Why don't you just summon? Why don't you just summon some sheep?
I'll summon some sheep. We'll only have it for an hour, but that would be a good idea.
No, we need more than an hour. I'm gonna turn back. Can we have 5 sheep? Ignore my friends. They are distracting to the problem at hand.
Oh, not necessarily. I've heard some of them have good idea, like paying up front and.
Oh.
It's just why we. Oh, fine.
I take the bar peanuts that are in front of me and I walk outside to go hang out with Fisher.
To answer your
Alright.
question, Tobiyashi, with what you rolled, you've never seen an actual depiction of a periton. You might have, judging from the picture you sent me in our chat, maybe that's the closest thing you've seen. An artistic rendering from a slightly lecherous monk
Right. Sounds
who
good.
was
Sounds
fantasizing.
good.
So
Just like, ooh,
yeah, sure.
wanna see
That's your idea of a periton.
Oh,
Sure, that works.
Righty. So yeah, I go outside with Fisher.
all right, we will pay for half of the sheep up front, but we would like the money back upon the return of their safe carcasses.
Safe carcasses. You mean safe living sheep? Since I brought it up, I'll pay for the sheep. I'll pay.
Let him
how-
make
how
an
much
offer,
sheep is worth.
please. Don't just start
Yeah.
handing him money.
Oh yeah. I'll pay for the sheep though. It was me who brought it up, and me with the moral problem with just risking their sheep.
All right, how much do you want for 5 sheep that may or may not come in harm's way?
He looks at you and he looks at Jorg. I mean, usually we can sell a sheep anywhere between 2 gold and 5 golds. Usually it's more
Okay.
2 or 3 golds.
So do you want 1 gold then for all the sheep? Since we're not technically buying them, we're just lending
You
them?
said half. You want 5 and you say 1 gold?
I mean, I heard 2 or 3 is the more average price.
Per
How about we
sheep.
just settle? How about we settle on 2? 2 sounds like a good price.
Per sheep?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
So you want
All right.
one
half.
per sheep, and we get it back. When we get 1 back for each sheep that comes back alive.
No,
Plus, you gotta pay us for that.
I like your friend's idea better. You pay the rest if none of them come back.
Yeah, but
Because
then if
your
they do come
version,
back-
I'm still short 5 gold.
No. See, my version was it's collateral. The money comes back when we're done.
George, you can't play hardball now. You've already given away the farm and.
I didn't say I'd just give him money for the sheep. I was saying that we lend them money in case in case they don't come back.
This is good cop, shark cop, apparently.
Audience is crying. He's about to just leave these negotiations up to Jorg and let him figure out.
So Fisher, I've been meaning to ask while I'm eating these peanuts. I'm just like, can you taste?
Yeah, kinda.
What? So, like you could taste like me, or do you like what this thing? What does this peanut taste like to you?
Eat one of the peanuts. I assume it tastes like a peanut.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, what do you...
Like, would you say like it's salty and like nutty, or would you say like it's like I don't know, because like everybody tastes things differently, right? Well, it depending on what kind of thing you are, right?
I mean,
What kind of
like
race.
it... Yeah.
So you just taste like regular people, right?
I mean, I assume so, but even if I didn't, as long as it was consistent, like, you wouldn't really be able to tell, right?
So, Remy,
Yeah, that's true.
Almanac is sitting next to you. Well, it really seems like your group is as entertaining as ever. There's always something happening with someone in this group.
And Remy just
Alright.
turns his head over to Olnak and just and says, in a gruff voice, "You see, this is why we don't let Jerry do negotiations."
And why does the innkeeper care anyways? It's not his sheep.
Usually innkeepers in small village are also mayor of the city.
Oh. Well, I will pay the farmhand 1 gold per sheep, and they don't have to give the money back. Or the farm owner. You can tax it if you want.
The innkeeper looks at you, and then he looks at audience. I mean, I
Audience
think I'm
about
gonna
to-
go with your friend, and he points toward audience. Option of 5 gold now, and if some of them
5 gold
die,
now? I said 2 gold. When did it become 5 gold?
you said a half,
Per sheep.
half.
2 gold per sheep.
I'm saying 5 gold total, 1 per sheep, which is half the selling
Yeah,
price.
audience said 2 gold per sheep, but he says
That'd be
give
10
half of the money, and then if some dies, you pay the rest of the money for them. So it's 5 gold because you ask for 5 sheep.
That is also what I'm saying.
Really, it doesn't feel like that.
Yeah, 1 gold per sheep, and then if the sheep dies, we'll pay for the sheep. And if they don't, you can keep the money because it's my money and I don't care.
The difference is that Jorg is saying 5 gold, I'm saying 10 gold.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying 2
It's
gold.
2 gold per sheep, and we're getting
But
5
you're-
sheep, and 2 times 5 is 10.
Yeah, so are you saying 5? You're paying 2 gold per sheep now?
Yes, because
Oh,
that's
why?
half the price of a sheep. A sheep is 5 gold.
What he was saying was the sheep were 2 to 5 gold. So I'm lowballing. You're
Yes,
just jumping straight to the.
I'm still lowballing. I'm going below the 2.5 mark. You're just shooting like down into the gutters.
Well, we'll take the worst sheep.
That
And
is
yeah,
my
again,
my
just
friend
turns his
does
head
make
to
a
Ornak.
point. We would actually like weaker sheep.
The ones that
To
are
be fair,
the most
sheep
expendable.
that seem more like, a creature would want to go after.
All right. Well, as everyone is doing their best to figure this out, I think it's an interesting moment for us to take our break, and then Jorg and audience can find a common ground during the next 15 minutes, so you don't
Again,
actually have to look at this.
When did I end up negotiating with Jorg?
I may
And
have
meanwhile-
fucked up a little bit here.
Meanwhile, Raimi just keeps muttering under his breath, question mark, over and over. You see, this is why we don't let Jerry negotiate.
And I'm
The
just having a
negotiations
conversation
were
with
fine until Jorg was like, let's pay for the sheep. And I was like,
Hey, it's a small village. They can't just let their sheep get risked.
fucking toilet.
So can Terranad taste when you taste, or is it like a?
You know, I've never really asked. I mean, like, you can see and hear. But yeah, I don't really know about the other senses. That's the cool. Hey, Terranad, can you taste things when I eat them?
I feel this is a perfect moment for the fade out of the of the break.
All right.
You think Terranad knows what dick tastes like?
Wait a minute. Okay.
That's
I'm outta here
it.
now.
Perfect time to
Just
go to the
leave.
break. Perfect time to go to the break. And so we'll be back in hopefully 15 minutes. Let's give you some sort of an interesting background to go with this. We had rain when we started. Let's go with thunderstorm. Alright, so like I said, we'll be back in 15 minutes. So take a moment to go to the bathroom and digest everything that we just talked about. See you in 15 minutes. Bye. Hello and welcome back. Don't worry, everyone's gonna be back very soon. They just still needed a moment to recover. And since it's a beautiful day outside, I'm not gonna keep on playing the thunderstorm. So, apparently, Jorg and audience arrived at an agreement. They're going to pay 10 gold, and whether the sheep come back or not, they leave the money with the people. Is that it? You're muted.
Audience, you can make the executive decision right now.
yes.
Okay.
I know he's back.
All right. So, well, in that case, he's gonna accept. The sheep have been bought, so technically they're yours. It's a low
Why would you
price,
take 'em?
but if it solves the problem, yeah, it's not bad. So now you own a horse and 5 sheep.
So do these sheep look like they're sheared yet, or ready to be sheared?
These sheep are being eaten if they don't serve their purpose.
Why, you don't want to bring back 5 sheep, a maximum of 5 sheep to the garden?
No. I
Lamb
don't want.
chops.
I'm also worried that if we hang on to these sheep too long, Jorg will get somehow attached to them, and then we won't be able to get rid of them. We'll have to drag sheep everywhere we go.
I'll give them back. Was what I was thinking.
Oh.
Maybe we can make.
I mean, I thought they'd buy him back. That was what my plan was, but
I mean,
Well,
we
not
might be
buy
able
them
to
back,
sell
but
them.
we're
We
just
might
not
be able
gonna
to
be
sell them back.
buying
We might
them.
just get like a low price for them.
Okay.
yeah, at least we get something back for him.
All right. So,
Which,
do you need the sheep right now or tomorrow or
What time is it?
considering how long you took haggling, probably we're reaching 3:30, 4 o'clock.
All right. I mean, we can go out today. We can see if the creature attacks tonight. I don't think we need to wait.
yeah, you'd set up our little bait thing.
Yeah. Go
By the
set
way.
some bait by the mountain. See if they come. Go get closer to the mountain.
Okay. Tobiyashi, it's so weird. Fisher just went blue screen.
I'm just like I'm like waving in front of his head. I'm like, did I cause a conniption? Was I not supposed to ask that question?
He went into sentry rest. Dun, da, 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 da.
You could just hear the dial-up tones.
All right. So,
So you guys figure out the prices for these sheep, or assuming they walked outside now?
yeah, audience, you're still muted.
We got 5. I'll tell Tubby. I'm like, we got 5 sheep, 10 gold. We can maybe sell them back afterwards.
So, we were having the conversation from the eyes of Fisher when the sound came back from the eyes of Tobiyashi.
Basically, we're going to go out tonight to somewhere near the mountains with 5 sheep and basically see if we can lure whatever the creature is down.
I think I broke Fisher.
Okay.
I asked Terranad I asked him if Terranad could taste what he tastes.
He's just processing then. He'll follow us, I'm sure.
Okay, sounds good.
We have to go find the sheep now. I don't know where the guy told me to find the sheep.
Are we like gonna make a trap underneath the sheep, or like?
I was thinking we just kind of set up like an ambush near the sheep, and then when the creature came down to take it, we jumped the creature.
What if we have? Okay, hear me out here. What if we have Jorg shapeshift into a sheep, and then he gets captured? Okay. And then it takes him back to his lair, and then Jorg runs away, tells us where the lair is, and boom, we know where it's at.
I don't want to do that.
I think you're overcomplicating a mission to take out a flying creature, Toby. I don't.
But how are we gonna make sure it stays there while we're
That is
fighting
what
it?
I was worried about.
Well, I have my sentinel. I don't know how. I have it. I when I hit something, they can't usually move after I hit them.
All right, we'll just put all our luck in
I
that.
just
Then
don't want to get like alone in its nest and have to escape.
Toby, you can grapple it with your ribbons.
I could. No, that is true. Yeah. So if it starts going away, I'll just grab onto it and go with it.
I mean, what we have to remember is a thing flying down to pick up a sheep that's like the size of Magna or a horse. It's not just gonna swoop in, grab a sheep, and fly off. Like it's gonna take like a hot second to usually like. It's gonna have a couple of seconds where it's trying to like kind of gain its flight with the sheep. Like there'll be a bit of a seconds to go try and grab it. Like we obviously have to be nearby, but as long as we're within, I'd say like 30 to 60 feet of it, we should be okay. I'd go for 30.
If I'm thinking it's what it looks like, it should be a pretty hot time. So let's go. Let's get going. No more questions about that.
I will say if there are multiple of it, I haven't exactly planned for that quite as well.
Okay. Wait, multiple of them?
Yeah, well, if there's like more than one, then that becomes more difficult because then we're trying to like manage to like keep like 3 or 4 down on the ground instead of one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just thinking about a bunch of half women antler things.
Okay, Toby, you're somewhere else right now. Jorg,
Okay.
do you have a spell that can like hold a group of monsters in the in like an area?
Like flying monsters?
Well, like while they were on the ground, like but to stop them from flying again.
I have a very good spell for this, but they'd have to land on it.
Oh shoot, Fisher! I didn't break you. You're fine now.
Yeah.
What
I
what Terry
also-
say?
Well, we could.
Have a good one.
I mean,
It
so
was
if we
the
can
thing
just-
I used against the gnomes that were trying to lick me in the garden.
Will it grab the sheep though if we try and like put the sheep in the middle of it and then cast
It will
on-
also grab the sheep.
So we can't like pre-set it up as easily.
Yeah, I could do entangle, but they'd have to land. All of them would have to land pretty much, and then
Yeah, mine is a 20-foot square that triggers, that is invisible until triggered, and it triggers when anything other than me steps within it or passes up to 20 feet above it. So it's like a 20-foot cube. And anything in the area has to do, it's a dex save or it gets grappled
All
in
right.
its spot.
Well, I don't know if we're gonna be able to use that with the sheep because I think the sheep will trigger it. But
And then anything that, like, even if it's triggered, if something starts its turn in the area, it will also try and grab it.
no, it would be a very good spell. The issue is just I think the sheep will, because we don't know when like these creatures are gonna attack, or even if they will tonight. So it's like we kind of have to have either put something pre-set up that won't get triggered, or we have to cast everything like the minute that they land or start attacking the sheep.
I mean, I could also cast it when they land, but yeah, I mean, it's going to grab the sheep.
I mean,
It's not
I'm
gonna
fine
hurt
with
the
it
sheep,
grabbing.
but it-
I'm fine with it grabbing the sheep. I'm thinking like, so you can cast it once the creatures like start trying to grab the sheep.
Yeah, if I'm close enough. It's an action to cast, but it's only a 15-foot range.
Okay, well,
But it it lasts 8 hours.
I mean, as long as I was saying, we're gonna try and be within 30 feet of the sheep, so, and hope that the creatures still find the sheep appetizing enough to go for.
So, with the roll that you made, Audience and Jorg, there's a little bit of information that comes back to your mind. While animals are good to eat for peritons, they much prefer eating people. Because when a female eats a humanoid, she can reproduce.
So who's gonna be bait with the sheep? Toby, you look kind of like a shepherd.
I literally am a shepherd.
That is fair. I'm just looking at Toby though. He's kind of skinny looking. Like he would be a good target for a creature to try and eat.
But
You're a
wouldn't
little
they
more
want
burly,
something-
George.
Wouldn't they want something more burly and robust?
You're
It's
muted.
more
You know what?
Toby,
I
actually.
honestly don't know the eating habits of these creatures. I don't
I'm
know what
enjoying the
they're
thought of getting taken away by flying women. Also, can I use your stick, Jorg? I'm gonna need it to look like a shepherd. Do you need it?
Kinda.
I
don't
think he
need
does
but
need
it's
it.
Nice. I guess yeah. Actually, I do need it to cast spells. So, yeah, I do need it.
I think you can find a stick, Jorg. I mean, Toby.
All right.
we can
I'll start
find a
looking-
Fuck
stick.
you! This is my stick.
All right, I'll start looking for a stick, and then
It's
we're
fine,
going to the
stick.
we're going. We're, so, is there like a sheep herder around, like where we're getting the sheep from? Would he
I
be
mean,
giving
I
it to us?
assume we were told where to get our 5 sheep since they did sell it to us, and we did
Yeah,
give
no,
them
sure.
money.
All right, then I take my needle and I take a thread of his clothes. Hey, I'm gonna need this.
What? Yes, as he sees you take a thread of. But why? Okay.
You want to see why? Look at this. Look at this. I take the needle out. I put it in there, and I put it in my clothes, and I'm wearing
3:30.
exactly what he's wearing.
So you put. You put the I was looking at the messages. I don't know why. I just saw 3:30 appearing on the screen.
Oh yeah, I put the thread on the needle, and then I put it on my clothes, and I'm wearing what he's wearing.
Okay. So there's a moment of okay, he's watching, and then you sew in the thread, and oh, that's very useful.
Hey, do you have an extra stick I could borrow?
Why? Can you do the same thing?
Well, I'm gonna get taken
with a
away by
stick?
some flying women, so I'm gonna need your stick.
Toby, you're not getting taken away by flying women. You know what? Actually, just keep fantasizing. I'm not gonna crush your dreams.
Can you do the same thing with a stick?
Well, yeah, I need to look like a shepherd, so they take me away. Or at least that's what that guy over there told me.
Toby.
He looks at you. He looks at audience who seems to be having fun. Your friend did explain to you what was gonna happen, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna stand in the field with the sheep, and they're gonna take me away, and it's gonna be a great time.
He looks at the rest of your group and says, so he actually enjoys that kind of good time.
Well, we're gonna go with yes at the moment and move on. Can you please give him a stick?
Okay.
I don't know why he even needs this.
It's to complete
I'm trying to
the
get into
disguise.
character.
We can pick up a stick.
I thought that too, Fisher.
Not
but
their
apparently he
stick. Their
wants a
stick is
shepherd's
specially
stick.
made. It's
Is
specially
it?
made. Yes,
Not just
it has a hook on the end of it.
It's-
Sure. All right. Here. It feels like you're gonna need it for more than one reasons. I can make another one.
All right, I take it. I'm like, yes. All right, let's get going, guys.
Okay, let's go get our sheep, and then we'll travel to a good area near the mountain.
Bye. Thank you very much.
Bye. He turns toward you, audience, as he's leaving. You'll let me know if it works.
We won't let him die. Don't worry. I'm not sure what he's picturing right now, but you know, we won't let him die. Don't worry about it.
Well, he's picturing a good time with a giant bird, so
Yeah, he would have liked one of our old party members. Oh well.
what I don't understand is why he thinks it's even gonna get that far. It's like he knows that the whole reason we have bait in the first place is so that they come in and then we kill it there, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not going back to where it came from.
I think Toby's in a fantasy world right now, Fisher, and we're gonna just let him live that until it's broken for him.
Okay.
So you all gather up and set up your trap in the middle of the field using Tobiashi as bait.
And the sheep. Yep.
It
And
adds
then I guess
credibility.
And then I guess the rest of us will stealth nearby. That's the plan.
All right. Are you going to all try and stay up, or are you gonna take turns, or?
I'm gonna try and stay up.
Okay.
Well, I have to stay up.
Yeah.
I'll just be like trying to guide the sheep around, poking them with the stick. Just like poking
I'm not gonna trust.
the sheep.
I'm not gonna trust a warning from someone and try and take the time of like waking up to go help Toby when he's grabbed by like birds.
We try. Where are we doing this?
I'm gonna assume we're gonna find like a good open field, like near the mountain. That looks kind of like
A grazing
easy,
field, yeah.
like a grazing field.
Mm-hmm.
Should have somewhere where he could hide like 15 feet away, and then like I'm just out in the open, and then so we could actually cast a spell.
Yeah. Well, I was also thinking like it would also be just better if it could just be already cast. So if there's any way to. Let's see, how many? I already did it once today on the dudes in the garden. How many more times could I do it? There's my. I could do it 4 more times so I could do it 4 times with basically all of my magic. I could do
So wait, is it-
4 cubes. No, because then we wouldn't be able to get into it.
The question is, does it automatically go off when someone's inside of it, or do you have to walk through it?
Once anything enters it that's not
What if-
me, it triggers, and then we'll try and grab anything that's in the area.
Okay.
Well, it's basically, if anything's in a 20-foot cube, it will try and grab it for the next
Okay.
8 hours. So, I mean, I could do just like 2. Just put down 2, and
Wait, so are
then
these,
have
like,
you just
ethereal tentacles?
what?
Said, are these like ethereal tentacles? does
These
it still
are
look-
energy strings.
Okay. I had something different in my head.
Yeah,
literal
I'm pretty
strings
sure
of
you,
energy.
you have. Bird women being taken by
Friggin'
ethereal
weird, dude.
tentacles. It fits with what monks would have written in scrolls for their
The
imagination.
Middle Eastern monks, or not? No, medieval monks.
Yeah.
Western monks.
No, actually, it's the reason why they have so many tentacled fantasy is because it was forbidden. I don't remember when exactly that law arrived, but it was forbidden to depict a sexual act. So, imaginative people started drawing tentacles doing these acts instead, and this is where the tradition started. So it fits, monk, Eastern culture. Oh, good lord.
But I feel like I might as well have one of them down, or at least one. I could have 2.
I mean, as long
Already,
as people
and
are gonna
just
trigger
if-
it.
Just be around them.
Well, the only thing I'm worried about that is them getting caught by your strings, but then breaking free before we can get there. Where once they actually try and grab Toby, and I think if you cast it, then it's gonna be a lot harder for them to get away before we can actually get to them and start combat.
I mean, I feel like that's the same. There should be no difference in time there, right? Except I don't have to get close enough to cast it.
Well, the energy strands, though, don't they work 20 feet in the air? Don't they start 20 feet in the air?
They work up to 20 feet in the air. I can't put it on. I can't shoot it into the air. It has to be on
Okay.
the ground.
So I guess so I shouldn't worry about. So it's not like they're going to be flying over it and then get caught, but they're not actually going to have to land.
Well, no,
They
they
will
would
stop.
get caught, and it would pull them Actually, it would technically, if they got caught above it, it would grapple them and pull them
To the ground.
down to the ground, and they would fall prone
So make a circle around
on the
it.
ground.
So I
And
guess
that'd be-
we can do this. Toby just has to keep the sheep from walking into them.
Yeah.
Well, how about this? Okay, so circle of sheep, and then on the inner circle is the circle of his spells, and then me in the middle.
You would be Cotton Spell. I could be in it.
I think that you're too intimidating, Fisher. For
Mhm.
Not me.
Yeah, I'm not really
Bunch of
edible.
women.
And you
Yeah.
smell like toffee.
Well, I
Which
guess I do.
makes you
I am
more
more
edible.
edible now than I usually am. And I mean, if Ornak was feeling it, then like
Yeah, maybe
these
you're
things
the perfect
probably-
mate.
I think
Right.
Ornak is a tree. I don't think they're interested in a tree.
well, yeah, no,
No,
but
but-
like my point is, if a tree was affected by the taffy,
Uh,
then I feel like anything would be.
that is true.
So
Uh,
to
Get
get
close
my
enough to
position.
smell it.
Speaking of
Well-
which, do we have the sheep yet?
yes, we are.
Am
We
I
are.
surrounded by sheep?
Yeah, we are. We have the sheep.
You're
we have our
currently
five
in front of a large field trying to determine how are you all gonna put this together. Okay, we placed
Am I,
Tobiashi
am I
there.
currently
And
being
then,
Rainy-
licked by sheep?
Remy is going to open his beak and in a gruff voice say, "Ogres are like onions. They have layers."
yeah, we recognize that from that play for children.
I'm fine with this setup of you just setting up 4 things around Toby. I just think that we also need to make sure we have a path to get to the creatures.
Yeah,
though.
that would be the only. That would be the. Well, I mean, if they were,
They
It's
have
going to be-
layers.
if I. What do you mean by layers, Ramy?
Just
Were you
Just
joking or were
generally.
you?
Huh?
Were you? Was that a joke or was that a strategy that we missed?
he holds up 2 talons.
Yeah. Okay.
They're just
Yeah.
not people. Why did we get sheep?
Because they've been attacking sheep.
Oh yeah.
What do you mean by layers, Ramy? We can try multiple things at the same time? Because I don't think layering my spell would do anything.
Raimi. I'm trying to think of a passable phrase here. uh, Sorry, that I didn't think I would have to explain this sort of thing. Uh,
That's all right. That's how a Kenku thinks, and that's the kind of problem that a Kenku will face. So.
Because, like, I mean, I could have my spell down, and then if they land, Jorg could do his entangle thing.
Yeah, I'd have to.
Is that what you mean by layers? To, like, have. Is that a yes?
Sorry, my brain was halfway gone with that explanation. Could you say it again?
But layers meaning if my spell's already there, and then if the thing lands and my spell doesn't get it, like Jorg can cast entangle kind of thing.
Raimi nods.
I need a long rest for that.
Oh.
I didn't prefer entangle.
Do you
Points to
not have-
Ornak.
Do you not have a spell?
That's a good question. Ornak,
Do you have
you can
entangle?
you've done that before.
Yeah.
Probably do it.
Yeah, no problem. Like, he can do that.
And then Rami also points to himself.
Do you have it? What do you have?
God, this is even more abstract. Rami is. Oh, you know what? No. Rami is going to minor illusion the image of Tykar on the ground laughing hysterically.
By the way, Toby, that was the bird person I was mentioning earlier.
Nice.
Would that work on? Does that work on
Above table,
non-humanoids?
they don't have to understand you.
Okay.
That's easily the best part of that spell.
Well, we obviously have a lot of ways to keep them in place then. So I think we shouldn't worry as much about this. I think, Fisher, if you want to do the setup, that's fine. But I don't think we should worry too. I think we have plenty of ways to keep them in place once they attack Toby and the sheep.
Oh, and one more. Rami is also going to point at Jorg and minor illusion a wolf.
Oh yeah, they can grab on.
Can grab on.
Mm-hmm.
Technically,
Dress them
Magna
up
can
like
grab
sheep.
on too. No, we're not dressing up the wolves as sheep.
Okay, fine.
We were, again, overcomplication. We have sheep, we have Toby. We have to find bait.
So all we need is
All
to
right.
have Kobayashi make some clothes for the wolves that resemble sheep.
So
I'm not a-
we're literally having wolves in sheep's clothes.
Alright,
I could do that.
I think we're gonna skip that, and we're gonna go with, let's just make a ring of sheep. Toby, just keep the sheep in place, and Fisher, can you just put your spells around him?
If we open your storage,
Yes.
how long can it stay open?
Until I close it.
And as long as it's open, you guys can like breathe in there, right?
Yes.
So, and it's only visible from like the entrance, right?
Yes, it's not. It looks like a line kind of in space until you've are looking in it. Do you want us all to hide in our
Well,
thing?
it just would we be able to like hide in it, and then it would be
Technically-
hard to see from above?
Technically, yes, that actually would work.
Because that kind of seems to be the.
The
We want
only
an open
issue
field.
with that would be we'd have to leave it like one at a time because the entrance isn't too big. But like we couldn't all just like pour out of it. But that wouldn't be too hard to figure out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine with that. That seems like
Because
a
it
good
seems
idea.
like we want a wide open spot, but we also want a spot that has somewhere we can hide next to it.
No, I mean I think that's actually a good idea because I do think from the air you wouldn't really be able to see the space because it is just like a line. It would just look like a line from above.
All right.
That's actually fairly clever.
Mhm.
I have my moments.
All right, let's do this. I'm trying to
All
get
right.
these women to take me away.
Okay, Toby. Toby, you do know when you're grabbed, right? You're supposed to fight. You're not supposed to
Yes.
just like go limp and be carried off.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
This
totally
would
know
be
that.
a great time to use your
How do you know they're
thing
gonna
with
be
the
women?
silk, where you grab
Because I read it
something.
in a book once. George.
Oh,
Dork, we're letting him live his fantasy. Remember.
yeah. The
Probably
Wonder
also
Man
a
good time for
version
that.
of that.
I will totally do that.
With that chainsword to use.
I was thinking about the chain sword, but I think that we have enough ways, as I was saying, to
I mean, yeah, it's
keep them in place.
don't forget about it
I
if need
won't.
be.
will
I
not.
could turn into a wolf or something, so we don't all have to cram in there, and I can hide some bushes or something.
I mean, it's pretty big. Isn't it like a 10 by 10?
It is
Yeah,
a 10
but
by
then
10.
but then we would have one fewer person that has to come out.
Two people can come out at a time. I was thinking we'd send out like
Oh.
Oglenak. We'd send out like Oranak who could cast the people basically who can cast.
He looks
the,
like a tree, so I think he could just be
Well,
pretending.
that's true. He can just kind of
Ornak,
stand here.
how good can you pretend to be a tree?
He raises his
Like
arm.
an actual tree.
How's that?
That's
Does he
pretty
look like a
good.
tree?
Pretty tree-like. Not gonna
He
lie.
looks exactly like one. He just rolled a natural 20 on his stealth roll. So he
All
just
right.
raises
You
his
know
arm
what,
like
Oranak,
this and...
just whatever you're doing, stay there because you look. I don't know how you did it, but you look exactly like a tree.
Where'd Ornak go?
All right, let's. I guess I'll open my space near the sheep, and we can go in there. And then, Fisher, you could set up your spells around. And then, Toby, your job is just to keep kind of the sheep in place, which shouldn't be hard. They're kind of trained just to stay in place. Just don't keep them from going into the spell.
All right, sounds good.
Just like if they start going towards the spell, herd them back. Just tap them, or like stand
All
in
right, I'll
front
whack
of
him
them.
with the stick.
No, they're sheep. Don't whack them with the stick, and they'll start running. Just stand
okay.
in front of them and tap them gently, and they'll go back the other way.
Remember, if
okay,
you-
I'll use the hook end.
If
to
you
guide
hit
them.
Are you sure
if
you don't
hit
want
them
the
3
actual
times, they explode.
shepherd to be doing this?
I really think Jorg should be doing that.
I've even got a dog. I could do a quick.
You know
I could
what,
do
Jorg?
this, guys.
George, why
Guys,
don't you go out there with him? I think having 2 shepherds isn't weird. A
Okay.
lot of times there are 2 shepherds in pairs, and having 2 people, I don't think isn't going to make, especially if they're looking for people, isn't going to make them less likely to attack.
Hmm.
And you know
Alright.
what? I think Raimi's just going to like take a seat next to like the very still tree Ornak and just cast minor illusion over himself inside of a bush.
Oh,
All right,
yeah.
well, I guess Fisher, it's just me and you going into the space at this point.
I'm gonna grease myself up with A1 steak sauce to be more appealing.
Where are you getting the A1 steak sauce?
He's got it in his special holder.
When did we get A1 steak sauce?
Well, don't
Yeah.
you know the A1 steak sauce recipe has been around for the last 1,500 years? What else do you think was in his pack?
Fair enough. All right, Fisher. So why don't you
Yeah.
set up your spells and then come back and get into the space with me? I'll be hanging out, I guess, in the dimensional space.
All right.
Yep.
So,
That we got our setup.
Tobiyashi and Jorg in the middle of the field, looking over a small herd of 5 sheep, with Audience and Fisher hiding inside of the dimensional space, just peeking out by pulling apart the place where you can come out. And Remy hiding next to Onak, who just raised his arm and he's hidden.
Can Jorg give Frel a quick powwow on how to herd sheep so we can get advantage on animal handling with a help action?
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
I was gonna say he's like a familiar. You have the same connection with it as a familiar. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, if you're using him for the help action, yeah, sure, no problem.
By the way, I'm also on my cat in this space because my cat needed to hide too.
Oh, yeah.
I think your cat takes up the whole room, doesn't it?
No, it's not that big.
No,
It's big enough for you to ride it, which means it's large.
It is large. You might have to come out after me. My cat might be kind of blocking the entrance.
Oh goodness. All right, so And
So overcomplicated for what we're trying to.
then Fisher, you cast
Energy strings.
in front, on each side.
I think I do on the opposite side of the sheep from where I am in the, or where we are in the
Okay.
base. And
Okay.
would you guys be able, can you guys keep the sheep in a 20-foot cube?
Yeah.
So,
Then I'll do 3. I'll do 3 cubes in like a, so shepherds and sheep in the middle, and then 1 cube like above them, 1 to their left, 1 to their right, and then we are below them.
Okay. So it looks like Tobiashi's here. Then Jorg is next to him.
George, can I get some of that sauce to rub on you? Kind of glistening in the night sky.
Oh, jeez. With a herd of 5 sheep.
All my animal handling.
Let's go with this.
All right, I will take a 26 animal handling.
So 20 by 20. This is this.
Wait, I could just give you the help action.
This and like this. And the dimensional space is using everything I have here is placed here with audience and Fisher inside of it and Magna inside of it and Arunak on which side? Arunak and
Whatever
Remy?
side he turned into a tree.
I don't know where he decided to stop and be a tree, so
Since everyone is here, well, he's gonna have been closed. So here and Remy here. All right. I don't have any battle map prepared for this one, but I have the emergency battle grid. So this should be appearing on our streaming window any moment. I'm so glad I made this emergency battle grid. And if you want to have the grid,
Just pretend it's green.
emergency battle grid. It's the standard grid 16 by 16 that I've been using for every battle. So I've placed the squares. The NPCs are the sheep. Tobiashi and Jorg at J8 and 9. Arunak at K10 and Remy at L10. And inside of the small circle, which technically is paper thin when you're looking at it from high above, Audience, Fisher, and Magna. The opening should be at between L8 and 9. All right. So, you wait.
also I think maybe just for a bit of resource management,
Yes.
Raimi is going to draw his remaining spell points to get that spell slot he used earlier back. But then, like once it gets back to nighttime, he'll put them back in. Like when it actually gets dark.
Okay. All right. So the night comes, and slowly everything. Shadows are growing bigger and bigger. Let's see. Oh.
Do you think a fire would attract? I guess they're not natural. They're
Fire would probably scare them away.
depends on what. If they're beasts, then maybe. But whatever.
As the evening moves on, there's this.
Is it raining?
Yeah, there's a little bit of rain.
Oh no.
I just rolled for how was the night gonna be. Well, it feels a little bit strong for how it's actually raining outside. Oh, like this. Shadows grow larger, then suddenly everything goes dark because the clouds are there and they are covering everything. The first hour, nothing happens. Tobiashi and Jorg chasing after the sheep, trying to not let them go inside of the traps. So Jorg and Tobiashi, you can either both make an animal handling check or have one of you make it with advantage.
My dog's
let
already
you.
giving me advantage.
Well, you
Using
can't
the
get
help
double
action.
advantage.
Yeah, so we should both roll them. Oh, well, I got me a natural 20 for a 27. So them sheeps be making tea tonight.
21.
Well, Tobiashi, you're good, but you know, Jorg is a druid, so he is better at this. And he's actually a shepherd druid, so you know, everything's there. You're looking at him,
At
and
one
it
moment of
feels like he is barely trying. Just sees a sheep just moving a muscle, and then suddenly, tuck, little tap with his staff, and sheep stops there, and George's dog goes right in front of it and forces it back toward the group.
Not your everyday herding animal, but a Newfoundland will do.
And all the sheep start getting up on two legs and marching in formation.
I'm barking orders at them.
You there! What are you doing? You don't look good enough to
Let me
eat.
see your war face.
we have a job to do.
March with your back straight.
You're letting your wool drag in the mud. Do better. So first hour, except with the exception of the rain, adding its weight to everything you're doing, and the poor sheep slowly getting wet. Oh, this is gonna be bad for the sheep. Second hours comes in, and you know, it's you traveled part of the day. Your first half of the day was in the garden. I'd like everyone to make a Constitution saving throw, just to see how you're reacting to fatigue slowly starting to set in.
Ooh, 23.
Oh, okay. Well, you're taking it pretty well.
I rolled a 6.
You're starting to feel it. You have your first point of exhaustion that creeps in and hits you.
Can I just be hanging out? Like in Sentry
Fisher,
Rest?
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Fisher, you can be in sentry mode because that's what you do.
Yeah.
a point of exhaustion. Oh my gosh! Can I get a good berry?
They they don't remove exhaustion. They just fill you up.
If you want to remove exhaustion, it's like that is a 5th level spell and 100 gold.
Well, I'm gonna lay down right here on top of the sheep, and you got this, right, George?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
We get ready for a nap. We don't know when these people are coming.
Yeah, or even if they're coming.
All right. Audience, Constitution. Hello.
Yes.
Constitution.
Con.
Oh.
Saving
Right,
throw
I also
for
have to
fatigue.
roll that. 19.
All right. You managed to stave off the fatigue. And Remy, you said your roll was?
Oh, I hadn't yet. It's like that, but thanks for clarifying if it was a save or not.
Yes.
Only a 14.
Ah, it's okay. For the initial part of the day, you're just getting to that first moment of where, it's starting to weigh a little bit on your eyes, but you all manage to push it off, except Tobiyashi, who suddenly feels like sitting down on the wet grass, surrounded by wet sheep. Your dreams of being taken away by a bird woman.
Start to turn into real dreams.
Yeah, and that's
I'm
not
just laying
what
there like,
you were expecting for a wet dream, you know? It's, you thought it was more metaphorical than this, usually. Third hour arrives, and you're getting fed up with the rain. But it's not letting up. Sheeps also seem to be fed up with the rain, and they're just moving less and less. Jorg, your roll still stands. Nothing happens, so you manage to keep them in the rain, even though they would instinctively try to get away. One of them actually tried to enter the dimensional space where Audience was, realizing that it's dry inside, but you kept it outside. And Audience and Fisher, as you were watching this sheep, you saw the sorrow in the eyes of the sheep.
I'll talk them through it, you guys. I know this sucks, but we're gonna keep you alive.
I mostly promise.
I'm bait too. See, I'm confident in what's happening.
So, perception would be a 13, and that's right. I didn't make anyone outside do a perception roll so that you wouldn't get surprised by this. I'm relying on your passive perception because you're basically paying attention throughout the night. So, Tobiyashi, your perception would be going down right now because of the fatigue. But,
And sleeping.
okay, outright sleeping. You're in the rain, just falling asleep.
I've fallen asleep in the rain before. It's fine.
Maybe creating a hood out of your own silk and just putting it above your head so it doesn't fall on your eyes. So Tobiyashi is starting to get pretty drenched. Jorg, look around and you see this weird shadow. But it doesn't last long because the rain So it only lasts for a moment when there is a small gap in the clouds, letting through a little bit of moonlight. But you can swear you saw the shadow of a woman.
Sorry. Kobayashi wakes up. Woman on fire. Sorry.
Where? Like on the horizon or in the sky?
It moved pretty quickly, and it was just for a moment because because of this small gap that appeared in the sky, and you were just watching down like this, and then you saw this shadow moving on the ground. It's a bit odd because it felt like it moved very fast, and you couldn't see anything that it was actually attached to. Sort of like watching the shadow of a bird, but it was a person.
I'll shake not Raimi, Toby awake. I'll say, Toby, I thought I saw something.
What, like what?
And then louder to the sheep, I'll say, or I'll say it loudly, but not actually to the sheep. But I'm gonna make it look like I'm saying it to the sheep.
Hold on, girls.
Yeah, hold on. Looks like we're in for a long night.
What was it? What?
It looked like a woman.
Are they here? Did they make it?
Didn't think they were gonna be women.
What do you
but-
mean? You think I was lying to you?
Maybe I didn't think you were lying. I thought you were just being weird, but apparently maybe you were onto something.
All right. Well, I'm ready for this. I've never been more ready. Do we need to keep watch now? Which way to go?
I'll indicate which way it went if I saw, or I'll just say
It
was.
appeared in the corner where there would be A1, but just way further up the field. Well, actually, no. Yeah, a little bit more up the field, but in the corner of where A1 would be. Moving toward, downward, the letters.
It was moving south, I assume, or something.
We can say it's south. No, that's all right.
Alright.
Or something.
You positioned yourself strangely, as strange as it is, so that audience and his portable space was positioned in the south.
It works.
All right, let's keep an eye out then. I'll wake up.
Yeah.
Wait, how long is a short rest?
An hour.
Question mark.
Well,
Alright, I slept
20
for an hour.
minutes with me, but you can only take one per hour.
All right, that was a good rest.
Very
Alright,
wet
let's do
rest.
this. Yeah,
I hope that
let's just keep our eyes
that-
out.
Takes another maybe 20 minutes before there is a larger gap in the sky. And you can swear closer, but now more in the areas of G16, but probably G25 actually. You can swear you saw two shadows. One felt like a man and the other one felt like a woman. But again, they're kind of smaller. It's like watching a bird, But it's not a bird's shadow, it's a person.
What I'm hearing is we're about to murder some angels.
They're stealing sheep.
Alright, looks like they're getting closer, Jorg.
Yeah, it does. I'll go to the edge of the doorway, and like look like I'm just being idle, and tell them about the shadows.
You shove a sheep to the side, and then you tell audience, there's the shadow of a man and a woman on the field, but I can't see them anymore.
They're over to the east.
I thought it was the south.
Huh? No, it was heading south. Now they're east of us. What?
Well, aren't we just waiting for them to make a move?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just heads up for you guys, because we've been sitting here for a while.
I come up to him, I'm like, I didn't sign up for a man. I thought there was a man.
Toby, sometimes you just gotta adapt to the situation.
Improvise and adapt.
Alright.
Takes another
So go back out
5
to the
minutes, and you hear just this. It
Oh.
definitely sounded like something a lot bigger than a person swooping by, but there are no shadows that you can see. The sky is once again completely covered by the clouds and the rain falling. But just as you're all watching in every direction, trying to figure out where you can be and where is it gonna come from, suddenly there's a bright flash of light appearing right in front, the square that is on the opposite side of where Audience, Fisher, and Magna are. Suddenly lights up with all of the energy strings rising from it and catching something. And this is when you have this Tobiyashi joy and deception all at the same time, because you see the strings move up, the field lights up, and you see the shadow of a woman right in front of you, right in front of those square. The sheeps are getting terrified by this, but when you look up at the shadow, you see this large, this medium-sized bird-like creature with the head of a stag and long wings.
Antlers.
Sorry.
Oh wait.
And you have this moment of confusion. It's a giant bird with the head of a stag that has the shadow of a woman.
I look over to Jorg, I'm like, what the hell is this?
Oh, knowledge nature.
Go.
Non-natural
Oh.
20?
Natural 20.
Non-natural.
You have this moment of, oh yeah, that's right, now I remember. Peritons have the shadows of people. They don't have bird shadows.
Oh.
Dookie.
Alright, I reluctantly run out there and
That's why you thought there'd be women.
I was gonna grab him with I'm gonna try to grapple him with my silks in
Don't
both hands.
Careful about
Well,
being in
it
there.
should be already grappled. If it is grappled, if it fails its save, it's gonna fall to the ground.
Well, it's grappled in the air. So long as the strings remains there, it's just gonna be entangled as if it was, I don't know, like in kelp. If it was underwater, like in kelp.
Okay.
Just trying to push its way out, but
So it holds it up in the air.
Well, I will say, notably, you can always stack grapple effects.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
Yeah, that could help
You
the
can-
grapple.
So long
I
as
mean, the
it's,
condition doesn't increase, but it makes them have to break out of each one individually.
so long as it stays inside the square, it is going to be stuck with this thing that it needs to fight off every single round. So this is what happens. There are two immediately after. There's another bright appearance, also in the corner of the square right in front of you. But just as you see those two and are all preparing to attack, and the sheeps are starting to get terrorized, and one of them enters. Two of them enters the side square. One of them is trying to run past Orunak and Tobiyashi, trying to nudge its way out. Another one is trying to run past Jorg. Last one is a bit terrified also and enters the square on the right. And just as all of these flash of light appear everywhere with sheep, not sure what's happening. Two Periton caught in this. The flash of light allows Jorg and Remy, technically, to see a third Periton, this one not grappled, arriving from behind. And I think this is a perfect place to end tonight's episode, because it's gonna be a fight, and it
Already
would be a bad idea to have a hour and a half fight when we've ended the stream 5 minutes ago. So
Hour and a half. You're funny.
Yeah.
well, this time it's not gonna be a boss, so he's, you know.
It's good to be optimistic.
I mean, I'm just gonna roll a nat 20 round 1 and hit it with a level 2 divine smite, and we're just gonna win.
It'll hit
Well,
all
that's
three
one
of
of
the
them.
Paratons.
So
It's called
question, I look
There's
over
three.
at Jorg. And I'm like, do we have to kill these things?
That's what I was just thinking. Let's see if we can talk to
Don't
them.
they eat people?
They do.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping
But they-
these guys aren't about to take the
Wait,
route.
wait.
Oh,
But they've
I'm
only
really-
been eating sheep, you know?
Yeah, what if they're
They're easier.
relatively vegetarian?
They're not. They're monsters.
Periton can only reproduce by eating the heart of humanoids. They're meat eater.
Oh,
They have feelings too.
they go
Being-
extinct
Being
if they go
vegetarian would
vegetarian.
literally end their species.
Okay. There are 3 of them. There are probably more in the mountains. We can kill these 3 and help this village.
yeah. I'm just more worried about if there's more than 3 of them and we need to like follow them back or something. But anyways, we're
Well,
not talking about that. We're reacting.
yeah, no, exactly. This is the moment before they attack, so now it's unavoidable. Next episode, we start with a fight.
Yep.
Everybody's always like, kill, kill, kill. You don't have to kill everything. Jesus, guys, come on.
Well, they're attacking. I don't know what you're doing, but they're attacking.
I mean, you could have talked to it if you want. I'm gonna hit it with my sword while it tries to rip my head off.
So, I hope you enjoyed the antic of today. We had very special conversation a few times, so I hope you enjoyed them, and I hope you're going to be there for next week, because there's going to be a fight, there's going to be blood, there's going to be Tobiyashi feeling sad that he's not actually going to get to be taken away by bird women, while ethereal tentacles are trying to grab them.
This is the biggest upset of the episode.
I don't even know, like, I'm trying to think what monster. I mean, harpies, kind of. Maybe you could work that with. I don't know.
Well, you can understand where he's coming from, you know? They have the shadows of people, of actual person, but they are birds, so some people could have gotten confused.
Harpies will work.
Right.
So long as the second letter doesn't become an E, you might be good. So, like I was saying, we hope you're going to be there next Wednesday or next Friday if you're watching this on the rebroadcast. And, there's going to be a fight. And hopefully, no bad surprise. It would be such a shame if someone in the party would go down during this fight, especially since everyone's here. Ornak's here. And 3 sheeps are caught in the traps also.
Sheep are fine. Sheep have served their purpose.
Oh, goodness. That's about it for tonight, and that's the resume of what's going to happen at the beginning of the next episode. So, like I was saying, see you next Wednesday or Friday if it's the rebroadcast. And, of course, if you enjoyed the show, you can always support us. Support the stream by following us on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. You can support the stream by making a donation, becoming a Patreon, subscribing on Twitch. Or if you can't do any of those, have a thought for Sam, who is dying from cough right now. Or you can simply spread the word of our channel and get people to come here. There were a few people talking in the chat. That's always fun. So, thank you all for watching, and as always, stay safe and stay healthy. Good night.
Good night.